Hello, everyone. My name is Einav. I'm a negative voice coach. What it means is that I help people, spiritually inclined people, to banish negative talk so that they can create life filled with possibilities and confidence. Um, Today, I want to talk about what happens when we stop listening to our negative self-talk. So negative voice, we all heard about it. It's out there. What does it actually mean? Where did it start? Where did it come from? So our negative voice is actually in our DNA. Way back when we just started and we were still on the savannah, we needed a voice, we needed something, a mechanism that would stop us from doing something that could then harm us. So if we just wanted to go out for a little walk, we needed something that would say, hang on, if you don't really have to go out, then maybe you would be safer staying here where you are. So the negative voice was keeping us safe, mainly so that we don't, go out into the savannah and get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. Nowadays, there are no tigers, or at least no saber-toothed tigers, but the negative voice is as active now as it was back then. Only now, the negative voice is stopping us doing something that we feel that we want to do. The negative voice is very loud. I say that it's like the best salesperson you could ever meet because it latches onto our insecurities and fears and feeds us lies that will keep us exactly where we are. So it's stopping us doing what we want to do. But then, you go along and you say, okay, thank you, negative voice. You don't call it that way. But you say, thank you, voice of wisdom, for stopping me doing what I wanted to do. Thank you for not allowing me to make fool of myself, for wasting all my money, for, having everyone talking negatively about me. We say that, but then there is another voice. There is something at the back of our minds that keep telling us, but you're not happy. You're not doing what you're meant to be doing. You can achieve so much more. You can be so much more. And this is the other voice, the voice that actually knows. This is our unconscious mind. This is the voice, or this is the entity within us that knows everything about us. It keeps all of our memories. It keeps all of our emotions, all of our experiences. It knows everything. And it sits on our shoulders and it just observes. And it knows when it's time for you to make some learnings of previously made events or emotions so that you can move on, so that you can grow. It knows what, I can't say it knows your limitations, but it knows what it should put in your path and at what time. So when we have this voice that knows and the voice that doesn't know, when they have a fight, we become incongruent. It means that we become unwell because there is something that tells us, yes, you must, you can. And we have another voice that argues with that. So the unconscious mind is massive and is very quiet. And we have the other voice, the negative voice, which is very tiny, but it's very, very loud. So it makes sense that we listen to the negative voice and we allow it to impact us and to actually stop us doing what we want. So what does it look like? Say you're in a job that you've been at your job for, 10 years. And you studied hard to be able to get this job, and you put all of your efforts and all of your energy, and you're in this job, and you're making tons of money, and you're feeling that professionally you are where you're meant to be. But then you have this other feeling within you that says, but I don't like it. I'm not happy. I want to do something else. I want to go and look after sunflowers or bees or something. That is my calling. That's what I want to do. So then your negative voice comes along and it says, well, hang on, what will you do? How will you make your money? How will you, what will you do with your time? What if it doesn't work out? What if you will fail? What will your family say? What will your mother say? All of this huge list of questions. And then you say, well, okay, fair enough. I don't know. I don't have the answer. And what happens in a sense is that your negative voice helped you create your comfort zone. This is your boundaries. This is where you too scared to cross because you don't know what future or life or anything could look like. So for example, in the sense of the job, because there are boundaries, because there is some distance for you to walk, you start thinking, okay, so what could that look like? If I was going to start my own beehive business, what would that look like? And you start piecing some clues, some information, some feelings and stuff like that. But every time you think, you're basically going towards the boundaries of your comfort zone. But the negative voice is your gatekeeper. So as soon as it sees you stepping in or getting closer, it says, hang on, stop, don't go there. You can't do that. You know, what about your money? What about your experience? You'll just be throwing it away. What a waste of time. What were you doing all of these efforts for? It tells you all the lies that it can think of to keep you within the comfort zone and where you've been until now. So when we understand that we have this negative voice, when we understand that the negative voice starts with a really good, well-meaning, you know, it wants to protect us. So we say, thank you for wanting to protect us. But now I'm going to try everything else. I'm going to try something else, something that I haven't done before. And I just want to share my story. This is the story of my year of hell yes. Because growing up, I was very much a person or a kid or something. I always needed external validation and approval. There was no me. What I wanted and what I thought didn't matter. It only started to make sense when someone said, yes, that's a good idea, or you should do this, or you should do that. So I gave all of my powers to other people. That's the only thing I knew. So I didn't have any issues with that. One day I met a person, a therapist person, and he said the most incredible sentence anyone has ever told me. And he said, you are lacking the power of your own conviction. I had no idea what that meant, actually. I had to go and ask someone what it meant. But when I did understand, I thought, that's exactly it. It means that I'm allowing so many other forces and people and external things to make decisions about me. And then I sat down with myself and I made a decision. I said, from now on, if there is anything that scares me, I'm going to listen to that scared voice and I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to do this. Just like that. So this is what happened in this year of hell yes. I stopped smoking. I was smoking for 13 years, I think. I was smoking tons. I realized I didn't like being the little stick, and I stopped. I used the book, Easy Way to Stop Smoking with Alan Carr. Totally recommended. Point is, I took that step and I did it. I joined a charity. I raised £2,000 to arthritis research campaign, and then on return was sent to complete a challenge of a lifetime. I climbed the foothills of the Himalayas. Me, little old me. At the end of the climbing the Himalayas in Nepal, we were taken to visit a school, and the teachers there said, well, if anyone is wanting to become a teacher and come and teach with us, please do. We really need people. So little old me, English is not my first language. I went back home to England and I went on a Teach English as a Foreign Language course. And I couldn't go to Nepal because the Maoists just started there. So it was a different kind of fear. So I didn't go there. But instead I thought the other thing that was really scary for me for some reason is Genghis Khan. And so I took myself to Mongolia and I taught English there. Taught English as a foreign language to primary school, a local primary school. At the end of it, I went traveling. I always wanted traveling and I was scared because I didn't know what that would look like. I went traveling. And then I had the opportunity to actually apply for an MSc. I didn't have a bachelor degree. I never had an academic, education. And because of industry experience, I was accepted to a master degree. I did so many things that I never believed that I could or I would. I understood that actually when we listen to our negative voice, we become so small. And after my year of hell yes, when I was talking to people, I realized that I was the most interesting person in the room. I did in 1 year something that no one has done ever before. Or, people don't do these kind of things. They talk about it, they think about it, they wish they did it, they don't do it. Nowadays, I don't take the negative voice in the same seriousness as I did before. If I want to do something, I consider it not from my fears, but from, other elements. Is that good for me? Is that helping me get where I want to get to? And that's how I make my decisions. And this is what happens when we stop listening to our negative voice. We become big. We become who we're meant to be. We become who we already are when we allow ourselves to be that person. Thank you very much for listening. That was my little talk about the negative voice. If you want to get more information or if you want to get in touch, I work as Untangled Coaching. It's slightly easier to pronounce than my name, Einav. And that's it. Very happy to have conversations, answer questions, and be in touch. All the best.